This episode is brought to you by Kai Kava infused, naturally sourced, non-GMO. In a stressed out world full of uppers and stimulants, Kai proves that more energy isn't always the answer. Drink Kai. This podcast is also brought to you by Aloha Jewels by Rose. Ocean-inspired, authentic, gorgeous gemstone jewelry, handmade. Rose is a computer scientist turned jewelry designer. At Aloha Jewels, you will find personalized jewelry made with the best quality materials and best craftsmanship. This podcast is also brought to you by Dackle, not your average island clothing store. DackleShop.com. Check them out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SupaflySua podcast. This is your boy, SupaflySua.
And your boy, Tufatasi here, ready to get this podcast going. Let's go.
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have brought you another very, very special guest this week.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, the guest that we brought today is not an ordinary guest that you could find at any corner, at any shopping center, at any church. No. This special guest here, to me, honestly, is the future of our Pacifica. It's going to be the face of our Pacifica, especially here in the States. You already know. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Johnny Valenz.
Hi, thank you guys so much.
Johnny and I have known each other way back in time, where this is the classic. I've known you but never met you in person.
Yeah.
Today's the very first time we actually met in person, and it is more than I have ever enjoyed. Johnny is a character. Johnny is a host of the Johnny Valenz Show.
Yep.
Nice little ring to it. Johnny Valenz Show.
Johnny Valenz
Show is a podcast. Yeah, you can find it on Apple and
everywhere.
Everywhere. You can find it everywhere. But let me tell you, this is not no ordinary podcast. Oh. I've listened to a lot of podcasts, especially since we've started. I've listened to a lot of podcasts. And Johnny, I never miss a Monday.
Oh, thank you.
I never miss a fucking Monday.
Sometimes Tuesdays when I'm hungover on Monday and I'm just like, I ain't got time to do all that right now.
There's something about Johnny Valenz that just sticks out. I don't know what it is. It's a star. I'm not even lying. I'm not even trying to hype you up. You a star, Johnny.
I know. It's just there, yeah.
Let's take you back to good old Vine days.
Fucking Vine, man.
Vine days. Oh, shit. Now, for those, if you happen to know, back in the Vine days when Johnny Valenz had his videos, this guy was clever. He had perspective, different angles, and his facial expressions were funny. His attitude was funny. This is how you knew there was a star out here.
Well, damn.
Right?
Just hype me up. Yeah.
Do you remember those days?
I do.
You remember those?
I feel like it really was just like yesterday. It just
How? Take us back to when you first started, your experience jumping in, and also like there was kind of a little community brewing.
Yeah, like the Pacifica community. Yeah. I don't know. Well, when I was just watching the Vines and stuff, nothing was making me laugh. People were just doing like trendy shit and copying memes, but filming themselves do the memes instead of just posting the meme. And I'm just like, just come up with your own idea.
Right.
And I just got tired of it, so I was like, let me put my own ideas in there. And then people were just like, what?
Yeah.
That's different. Yeah. I was like, I know. It's called humor.
So Johnny's out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Where's the original?
Well, I mean, I've lived here in Vegas my whole adult life.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know anything other than Vegas, being an adult, but I was raised in San Francisco.
Oh, gotcha. Were you born out there?
Yeah. Born and raised in San Francisco.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Well, up until like I was 18, but then I came out here.
Yeah. That's so cool. I was born out there too. We moved to Alaska when I was 8.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, you're real.
Real love out here. Yo. So let's talk about your podcast, man.
Oh, my good old podcast.
Let's take it back to when you first started your podcast. First of all, before I even go any further, I just want to say thank you for existing. Thank you for even being here, but being here on this earth. Because you're never gonna find a podcast like the Johnny Valenz Show. There isn't any like. I already looked. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, because I got that faggy boom. Make the speakers blow out.
Faggy boom. Let's go. So what brought you to the podcast and this whole podcast world?
Well, it all started with the Sorry About It podcast.
Okay. Sorry about it, Pop.
I ain't sorry about it. Those my homies. What's good, girl? Jenny Lynn, one of the hosts, she and I met on Vine also.
Okay.
Yeah, and we and her, we just kept in touch over the years through Vine.
Yeah.
And then through other social media. And then when they launched their podcast, she reached out to me to be a guest on theirs.
Okay.
So I went out to Utah and I was on one of their episodes, and they were just like, yeah, I think you have a thing for this. And I was like, I do?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. And then I was a guest on the Hella Vella podcast. Shout out to my girls.
Hella Vella podcast.
And they asked me to be a guest on theirs, and then I was just like, I think I'm good at this. And I was like, I think this is my thing. So let's fucking do it.
Let's go.
Yeah. And everybody just kept urging me and bullying me, and I was just like, oh my God. So the peer pressure hella took force, and I was just like, all right, fuck it. And then I birthed her, and she came to fruition, and I was just like, I was gonna call her the regular degular. So cringe, right? Ugh. And when I think about it, I'm just like,
Johnny Valenz.
hi, welcome to the regular degular.
Can I take your?
Can I take your? Nah, see that shit would have went 1 star flat line though. Fuck that. So yeah, and then I was just like, I was brainstorming with my sister, who was my producer on the show.
Yeah.
Like I taught her how to use like all the equipment and stuff, and then I told her, go for it. Like, just teach yourself, learn how to do this so that you can, pick up. Because she's very tech savvy. Wow. Shout out to my sister, Serenity. Serenity, the producer. Yeah. And she's very tech savvy. She knows how to do everything. She has that ear, that ear for a good shit. And then I just showed her how to work the board, and I was like, okay, just listen to my thoughts, and let's see what we can create. Wow. And she was like, you should just call the show something that's about you, just more you, since we were creating something different. Yeah. And I was just like, Beyonce-ism. Like,
that's right. Yeah.
And then I was just like, oh, fuck it, I'll just call it after my name. And then, it just like, we brainstormed on how I wanted to do it. I didn't want it to be because there's so many other podcasts out there that can be more, that can convey the good information that everyone needs to know. And I was just like, okay, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be like woke, but I also want to be aware.
Yeah.
So, but I was like, what do I do?
Diverse, huh?
I just wanted to be me, but also be disrespectful. Yeah. And like say, fuck your feelings.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you get hurt about it, then you know where I'm at. Come fight me.
Ooh.
Just kidding. I don't know how to fight. Just kidding. I'll call the police. White people shit.
Don't do
For real. I'll white people you and call 911. Don't fuck with it.
Big trust.
Yeah. And then just we just brainstormed ideas, and then I was just like, I just want it to be fun. I want it to be games. I want it to be like typical talking, and just let loose. Forget about your troubles and just come chill with me and let me help you laugh.
Oh my God.
And then that's just all came together like that.
Your segments are so fucking awesome.
Thank you.
Your segments are so down in the DMs.
Down in the DM. Down in the DM.
Was it something for $5? The question.
Holla for $1. Yeah.
Dude, that is. I'm like, dude, this guy. Man, the brains that you got. That is so. So how'd you figure out the segments?
It was shit that I always think about. Like when I'm listening to other people's podcasts, I'm just like, man, I wish they did this. I wish they did that. It would be more interesting if they did it this way. Yeah. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Fuck you, bitch. Trying to steal my ideas. Because I was always trying to give other people constructive criticism, but then like it just went nowhere. So I was just like, fuck it, I'll do it.
Do it yourself.
Yeah. And like, if you want something done, do it yourself.
That's right.
And then all of the music on there was created by my sister, Rennie, the producer, and then one of my brothers. And then all of the music was created by them, and then I guess I wrote like the jingles.
Yes, right. Yeah.
Oh, so it was created, like they created it?
Yeah, they made all the music, yeah.
Nice.
And then I just told them how I wanted wanted to be, like how I wanted it to sound, and then
what?
I gave them all the information I wanted. They came back and gave me all these samples, and I was like, okay, I want this, I want that, I want that. And then we put it together. And then for the intro, Johnny Valenz show for you hoes. The intro, my brother he composed the beat, and then he gave it to me, and I pressed record, and I just the first words that came out of my mouth is what you hear on the intro now.
First take.
Sheesh.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I just said, press record.
I'm talking to a genius right now. I'm talking to a genius creative right now. Dude, what?
That's mastermind.
I know. I mean, humble brag.
No, that's so cool. That's so inspiring.
Yeah.
This is why I say to every episode, I haven't even skipped an episode where I haven't said, this is the best fucking time to be alive.
Hell yeah.
You really want something, you can go fucking do it. Here's living fucking proof.
Hell yeah.
He had his family create music and then he just recorded a track. That's all his. So
Straight
that's
raw.
all you then.
Yeah,
that's all
raw.
Oh shit, that's all yours.
That's why everything that you hear is just mine, except for like the karaoke
Of
that we
course,
do.
yeah.
And stuff. But
Speaking of which, we probably need you to sing.
oh hell, shit, I'm down. Fuck.
I was at work. And there's like a bunch of office people around too at this particular time. And then you're like, does anybody want to sing? No one said anything. It's like, does anyone want to sing? Well, this is my show, so I'm
gonna
going to
do
sing.
whatever the fuck I want to do. Shit.
And I started laughing out loud. People were like looking on, like, what's wrong with dude? You are creative. This is nuts. Okay, this is not okay. I've been listening to his podcast for a couple months now, and this is not
Typical
what I
podcast.
thought. This is not what I thought. I honestly didn't think you were doing this much.
Yeah, I know. It's just I'm making it sound kind of easy, but it's hella hard.
No,
work.
for
Man,
real.
fuck.
No,
y'all
for
know how
real.
it is. This shit
Yeah.
is harder than I thought it was gonna be. Wow. I thought you would just grab a mic and press record, and we're just
Yeah.
like, all right, here's my content.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Exactly. Well, there's a reason why you don't hear music on my shit because I ain't doing all that work. But you do, and when you listen to Johnny Valenz Show, and if you haven't, please go listen to the Johnny Valenz Show.
Tune
you
in
can find
ASAP.
it. It's a podcast on Apple and everywhere you can find.
Everywhere
podcasts.
you listen to pods.
Johnny
Yeah.
Valenz Show. And every segment, dude, it's a different jingle going in, and your segments are on point. What? It's
insane.
nuts. It's not, I love it. I love it.
that's a
I'm so
podcast.
grateful. I'm grateful that you're doing this because you're inspiring other people, myself included.
Yes.
You're inspiring people like me to think big and think different. And what's crazy is, like I said, like I didn't know you were doing it from scratch.
Yeah.
It's amazing, dude.
A lot of people don't know, but I didn't want to tell people that's what I'm doing. I just wanted you to just hear
They
my
need to know
art.
that. They need to know that. That's
That's what it
perfect.
is. So, yeah. So thank you
Shout
for
out.
allowing me to share that.
Oh, of
'cause
course.
My siblings worked really hard on what
Exactly, and that's where I'm about
That's
to go
why
next,
we're
yo. Because for you to be such a star, like as you are, and your show to be so successful as it is, and listening to it, the segments are flawless. Your jingles
Thanks.
are flawless, and your everything. Everything is good.
I know, I'm
this,
flawless.
this
I'm
speaks
beautiful.
This speaks
I know.
volume
Yes,
to your
sir.
producer, to your siblings that have helped you. Let's talk about your support system. Let's talk about your
Yeah.
family. So let's start with your. Oh, well,
My
first,
hitters.
how many siblings do you have?
There's 9 of us.
Huh?
I know. Freaking typical Polys, man. I was just like, Dad, get off of her. God.
Before we go any further, half Samoan, half Tongan.
Yep.
Toko Uso.
Toko Uso, baby.
Ooh.
Best of both, baby.
Yo,
baby,
best of
baby.
both worlds. You got 9
Yes.
siblings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How was living with 9 of
It was annoying. I hate all of them.
Ooh.
Just kidding.
Bang,
I
bang.
don't know. I mean, and we're all like back to back, like from age. It's like year. We're all back to back.
No way.
Yeah. Like the oldest is, I'm the second oldest, and then my sister is above me, so she's 54. Just kidding. She's all gonna kill me. She's 34, and then I'm 32, and then right after me, it's like 31, 30, 29, 28, all the way down.
You look 21, but I don't know.
I know.
Maybe it's the,
Did I say my real age? Just kidding. I'm 9 years old. My parents don't know I'm out. Shit.
I didn't
Yo,
know.
that's
Is your
crazy.
dad? Is your dad Samoan or Tongan?
My dad is the Tongan one.
Oh, so your dad's the Tongan, your mom's Samoan.
My mom's Samoan,
that's
yeah.
so cool.
But my dad, he can. He's Samoan. He can speak Samoan.
That's so cool. Yeah, I love that.
They raised us Samoa with also the Tongan culture, but because he could understand and he knew the Samoa way, he went that way,
Gotcha.
so that we weren't confused because we were trying to learn English and all that shit. And we're just like, well, I don't know what language to speak.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yo. Shout out to your producer, yo.
Yeah.
What words can you talk about her? Just the help that she's been given. Because, like I said, your podcast is flawless. I love it.
I don't want her to get all the credit. Just kidding. She is, like I said, she's very tech savvy, and she has that ear for music. Like when we talk about music, she is the one we go to for like anything new. She knows what's going to be hot before it's hot, and she knows who's going to be popping before they're popping. And every time someone like blows up, like we're just like, oh, didn't I put you guys on that? And she's like, bitch, nah, I told you, I put you on this. Yeah, I heard her first. This last year shit. Yeah. That's hella me, but she has that ear, so I figured I'm gonna like use her and tap into her abilities and create what I want, and then she has access to all of my shit too, all of my studio stuff. So I was like, you can use this shit whenever you want to do with all your creative shit.
And this is your real sibling. That's dope. What number is she?
She's the last one. She's the very youngest.
Number 9.
Oh, wow. That's dope.
And you know what's so cool? And maybe because you guys are siblings, but you guys are so natural together. That chemistry is so natural.
She's always bullying me. And it's true because I have ADHD, so I'm always getting off topic, and my conversations will flow, and she'll like hella ring me back in there, and I'm just like, right, where were we at? And she's phenomenal. I couldn't do this without her. So
that's amazing.
And she's hella sensitive too, so she hears that she's probably gonna cry.
Oh, you're crying. If you could sing a song right now, you got a bass and you got a drummer. What song are we knocking people out right now?
I'm down for any song, really. Like I won't even know the words, and I'll just make up the words.
That's fine.
I'm just like,
all right, hit him with a bass line, Tuva. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Johnny Valenz. Let's do it, too.
All right.
It's off the fly. We didn't even make it. I just put him on.
I was put on the spot. I have no idea. Okay. Well, it's good. Fuck it up, bitch. What you want on my dick? Hey, I want to lick on your click, click, click. No, I don't. I'm hella faggy. And if you want to get up on me, bitch, let's get it. I don't know the words because I'm making it up. Oh my God, this is so stupid. I'm sucking at this.
Yes,
that was hella trash. That was
off the dome. I didn't even warn these guys who was gonna do that. I knew I was gonna be like, "Hey, this guy gotta jump in."
No, that's trash. Don't use that. That's trash.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, no. I've said this earlier. I really believe in this guy, Johnny. Johnny Valenz is a creative, and just sitting here in only the few minutes that we've met before we started recording, I can already feel the energy from this guy. I already feel it. Creators are different. There's something about us that are just different. We don't see the world the same way that the regular person would. Chaos isn't chaos to us.
It's just a puzzle that I want to put together.
That's crazy. Sure. I want to talk to you about struggles, adversities, because creatives see, like I said, they see it differently, and they're not only creative in ways like what we can do with our talents, but also how we deal with adversities and shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So what are the adversities that you've been through that have really kind of molded you into like the person you are today?
Well, I've talked about this before, but I'm privileged like a motherfucker. Like I was raised in the suburbs. Like I have like loving ass parents, and they were very supportive. Like my whole family was supportive. Wow. Aside from like the extended members who were just of the world, and they just they were bullies and shit. But I never paid them any mind because the love from my parents and for my siblings was so strong that nothing fazed me. So I was privileged in that way. So I went in the world without like no care because nothing could fuck with me. And then I carried that with me my whole life. That's how strong the support is with my family.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah. And then, I mean, so that's why I can't say that. The only thing that I have trouble with is like, oh God, do I want to eat a number 2 or number 4? So that's like the only adversity.
Decision making.
I only got $10 and I can only afford one number. There's 2 patties in that one. I can get extra fries with that. It's very hard.
This is mathematics.
That's the.
How was Johnny Valenz growing up? And before, I'm sorry, Valenz was because your birthday
was on Valentine's Day. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Valentine, baby. Ooh. And I think that's why everyone loves me.
Yeah, I think so. I
just can't get enough of me because I'm a Cupid, baby.
How was life growing up in Johnny Valenz's shoes?
I mean, okay, so I've talked about this before on Sorry About It podcast because they asked me to share my coming out story. My parents were very, like my friends like to call them unicorns because they weren't your typical like poly parents. They were very open-minded. They always told us that people are people and people live different lives and you can't judge them on how they want to live their life.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you guys, any path that you guys want to take will support you, but you have to always talk to us. Right. So.
Wow.
My feelings of, I knew I was gay the entire time. I always knew. Mm-hmm. And I just, the way they raised us, it didn't faze me to think that it was bad or considered bad in the outside world.
Yeah, because, most poly parents is like strict.
Yeah, they really
It's not the faggot shit.
Yeah.
But dad.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, so I never had a problem with expressing myself because they always found a way to support everything that we did.
That's love.
And they never told me to stop acting like a girl. Like, that's for girls. They never told us that. Even to my sisters, they never said, that's for boys. They just said, if you want that, do it. That's what you want. I mean, if you want a Barbie doll, go ahead. But you want that one or do you want the cheaper one?
Yeah, that's right.
And I was like, expensive. It means more fashion.
How about your siblings in dealing with that?
Well, because I'm the second oldest, like I was like, what y'all gonna do?
Yeah,
y'all ain't gonna do shit. Like I'll fuck you up.
You're right.
Yeah. I fought every single one of my siblings, even the girls.
How many brothers and sisters did you have?
There's 9 of us.
The
boys. There's I always have to count because I always forget. There's 3 girls and the rest are boys.
Gotcha. 6 boys.
Mm-hmm. I was like 2 for carry
Yeah,
on
me
1.
too.
I was like, I don't know.
And then did you guys all play sports growing up or?
Yeah, well they. Like I said, they asked us if we wanted to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, except for me, because I was the oldest boy, my dad really wanted me to play football. And because I have the shoulders, I was like, I don't even know what that means. I was like, I just can lift couches by myself. So, I wasted talent for football. It just went away because I was like, no. We all played sports. My dad always wanted me to play football, so I just was like, I guess. But all of my other brothers, they all love playing sports, and some of them continue to do sports and shit like that. And I'm always just like, I just want to go drink. I just want to go smoke weed.
Yeah. This episode is brought to you by Kai Vi, kava infused, naturally sourced, non-GMO. In a stressed out world full of uppers and stimulants, Kai Vi proves that more energy isn't always the answer. Drink Kai Vi. This podcast is also brought to you by Aloha Jewels by Rose. Ocean-inspired, authentic, gorgeous gemstone jewelry, handmade. Rose is a computer scientist turned jewelry designer. At Aloha Jewels, you will find personalized jewelry made with the best quality materials and best craftsmanship. This podcast is also brought to you by Dackle, not your average island clothing store. DackleShop.com. Check them out. All right, Johnny. So, one of the big influences that Johnny looks up to is the Queen Bee herself.
Yeah, Beyonce.
It's something about Beyonce. Yeah, we love Beyonce. The whole household's Beyonce. But something tells me something about you that just absolutely loves
I
Beyonce.
don't know what it is. I don't know why
I've heard your podcast, and you've said that there's people who would actually down her in front of you just to get a reaction.
The time.
Wow.
I think it's just because they really do want a reaction out of me, and I never give it to them. I just leave them unsatisfied. I just why? And they hate when I go, well, I mean, if that's how you feel, go ahead. Everyone's own to their own opinion. But to me, she's everything. She's top tier. She's the bar that everyone's trying to reach. And I will never go into why I think she's important. Why I'm in love with everything that she does. Because what's it gonna do? They're still gonna think the way they think.
Of course.
And
but I care.
Can't change.
I care about why.
Everything.
She's everything. Well, what is it about Beyonce that
her work ethic, number one.
Yeah.
I think she's the hardest working person in the industry. Yeah. And people don't know that. They think she's just very commercial, which she can be, but they don't know what she does. And real fans that actually know and stuff, they know the hard work that she puts in her shows. I always tell everybody that your favorite artist is Beyonce. I mean, your favorite artist's favorite artist is Beyonce. So I always say your fave's fave is B. Yeah, and that's my fave is B. No one's above her. It's just she's hardworking and she's just I mean,
She's
undeniably
like
talented.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's one of the greatest
Crazy.
talent, entertainers.
Yeah.
Like, crazy.
See, because in that industry, like life for your career is very short.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you do a couple good years and then you're out.
Yeah, they say that the magic number for being relevant is 7 years. Like
She
in the
surpassed
industry.
that like twice,
Oh, yeah,
more than
sure.
that.
She was like
actually.
decades in the game.
Exactly.
And still like number 2. She ain't number 2. But fuck, she's just everything.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I stand her, and I will always just since '97.
Ooh,
Yeah,
ooh,
I know.
97.
since '97.
Yeah. Since 97.
And that's like a Crazy in Love is. I hate that song.
What's your
hate it.
favorite song?
What?
From
What's your
Queen?
favorite song and why?
Well, a lot of people ask me this, and it's hard to answer because I love everything that
Maybe
she
it's
does.
the mood, right? Depending on the
It's
mood.
always the mood. I've said before that I can just listen to all of her. Like I have a playlist of everything that she's produced and wrote, and all of her music. And every time I listen to it, that's the most I'm ever motivated to do anything.
Yeah.
Just like hearing all that hard work come to fruition in her music. And but I can't figure out what my favorite song of hers is. Like. Poison is hella good. It's an
Yeah.
underground track.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know it, but Poison is hella good. Jealous is hella underrated.
Jealous.
All of it. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Well, if it's not a favorite song, like then what's the favorite album?
Right now, because it changes with the seasons. Right now, it's Lemonade.
Yeah,
It's such a freaking masterpiece, a work of
Yeah.
art.
For
Like,
real.
so one of my friends, she went through a divorce during the time that Lemonade dropped, and I told her to just listen to the album. Don't even watch the movie. Just listen to it from start to finish. Don't put it on shuffle. Just listen to start to finish. She came back to me a couple weeks later. It was like in tears and how grateful she was for me giving that to her because she never gave Beyonce any time of day. And I was just like, first of all, bitch. But,
Let me put
Yeah,
you on
man.
real quick.
she just came back. She was just she was just thankful that I gave that to her because it just helped her trying to get through that process through her
Yeah,
divorce.
it's crazy because like music to the majority of the world is just that. It's just music, you know, something I can rock to.
It's
whatever.
just noise.
Yeah, right. And for me, like I remember If I Were a Boy. There's something about If I Were a Boy that just like and listening to the song was one thing, but when I saw the visuals, when I saw the music video,
Yeah.
you know, I was like, that's
If I Were a Boy.
Yeah.
deep. Yeah, because it was like, all right, maybe I should be nice.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh
I
yeah.
should be,
If I Were a Boy, if you ever get a chance to listen to her sing that live, it'll change your life.
That's another thing. Is live
That's why I said-
performances.
She's one of the
man. Oh my
greatest
God,
entertainers.
Coachella. Imagine
I
being
can't even.
there. Oh my god.
Can't even.
Oh. Blueberry. Wow.
We're like,
Now on the
is that
chaos.
good enough? It's like, yeah, that's good enough. It ain't gonna fall in the middle of our show.
Nothing gonna happen, you know. Not
There's something
funny.
about you, Johnny, and see what you guys don't know is that we talk a lot behind the scenes. We talk when we're not recording, and there's just stuff that we just cannot tell y'all.
No,
But there's something about you, Johnny.
I know. There's a lot of things about
I
me.
think the people like you, and I mean these kind of creative.
Well, like
think
queer
outside the
people,
box.
like these us gays. How dare you?
These think outside the box creatives. They just see life differently, man.
Well, you guys too. Shit.
I see it a little differently.
Like how you said, we talked behind the scenes. All of the ideas that you guys gave me, you guys are it's blowing my mind.
Right.
You guys are.
It's our time.
I'm telling you.
Pacific people, yo. It's our time. Like you said, 2020 is our year.
It's our decade.
There's something about this
Yeah.
year, right?
The Roaring '20s is for us.
And
2020
even when we started the podcast, when you started the podcast, you had already known. You said sorry about it and Hella Vela and probably for the culture
And for
stuff
the
like
culture,
that.
yeah.
Did you realize there was so much more?
No, really. I really thought it was for the culture. And then Sorry About It came out, and then Hella Vela, and I was just like, damn. And then when I started listening to more, looking for more Pacifica people, I was just like, oh damn, there's a people.
Yo,
And all different.
Yeah,
all
that's what
different.
I love
It's
it.
just all different content, and it's just like if it depends on how you mood. If you want to hear your people talk about this shit, go listen to that podcast.
Exactly.
If you want to hear me make fun of people, come to listen to my shit.
Exactly.
All I do is disrespect people.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, everybody.
You got to tune in. Johnny Valenz Show podcast. Tune into that. You will
ASAP.
not be disappointed. This guy got segments for days, and he sings on every episode. And it's the best.
it's if you want to call that singing.
It's crazy because when we started the podcast, and you can even rewind this and watch our very first episode, I clearly said, there's nobody else doing it.
Yeah, I hella remember that too.
There's no one else doing it. And then, like, literally right after I posted that, everyone started popping up like, oh,
you guys wanted to do like a
guys.
breakfast club.
Yeah, exactly. But that was the thing, you know.
That was a big thing.
But with this whole collective that they got going, where they got us all, join. I
Yeah.
really love that.
I love it
and
too.
They got the census coming up.
They do.
They got the census coming. I really didn't think it was as big as a deal as I thought it was.
Same. Until people started doing their own episodes
Yeah.
dedicated to the census, I was just like, I thought it was only for white people to know where all the colored folk were to keep them oppressed, and So I was just like, like I said in my recent episode, the last census, I was in my early 20s, so I am positive I didn't get counted because I was all kinds of crazy back then.
Yeah, I hear you.
I was just like, I don't care about nothing. I just want to get fucked up.
It's crazy, and I'm listening to all the podcasts, and everyone's hitting the census, and then every podcast is showing a different side of the census, and I'm like, oh yeah, because like one of them, and I think it was a FICA podcast. Shout out to FICA podcast.
Hey.
They had someone and they mentioned they went to a grocery store and they found, I think, coconut milk or something like that. And like, oh my gosh, this is what we want, coconut milk. And then I'm sure someone was like, yeah, there's a demographic of Hispanics that love coconut milk and they live in this area. We got that data from the census. I'm like,
that's how we.
I'll go to certain stores like, where the corned beef?
No,
at?
really,
Where
though.
the pisupo at? Like they don't have it. They have it over here in where all the Samoans stay. You know what I mean?
In those Asian supermarkets, it's just hella expensive, like $10 for this. Now I'm gonna steal it. No, I don't steal.
Oh no!
I don't steal overpriced stuff. I definitely don't switch tags. I'm not fucking paying no $20 for this shit. I'm just gonna slip it right into my bag.
It's expensive out here, man.
Yeah, I think I'll be fun. And that's one of the more reasons why we have to be counted in the census, so that we get that funding. See how I switched that around? So we can stop stealing.
Stop it. Yeah.
So we get that funding. The more numbers we get up in our people, then the more funding we get and the more resources we get from the government.
Absolutely, for the next 10 years. Yeah. April 1st, census 2020. Please, for everyone participate, but specifically for our Pacific Islanders, please participate. Jump on that and help your parents out. Help, if you're tech savvy, work on
wherever
it.
you can.
And it like I heard, illegal, legal, doesn't matter. Just count
It's
yourself
against the
in.
law for them to ask about their citizenship.
Yeah, don't
They just
worry
need
about
to
it.
know the bodies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So 10 years, I mean, that's a big one. I was 19. I definitely wasn't.
Oh shit! Me too. I was 19 also. So I don't know. I was so young.
Yo,
Ooh, shit.
what are the big dreams? The big dreams. You growing up, what was it for Johnny Valenz?
I wanted to be a superstar. Like I just wanted to be I wanted to be everywhere. I wanted my face to be everywhere. I wanted to be my own representation because I didn't see it anywhere. I mean, I saw it in Rikishi.
Yeah.
WWF.
Yeah.
And I was like, he kind of looked like me. I never related to The Rock because he didn't look anything like me. Yeah, he was brown and he was Samoan, but I was like, he don't look like me.
Yeah.
And I didn't get his. I mean, I love The Rock because he does put on for our people, but I didn't get his sense of culture. So, that was back then. I get it now. Yeah.
He's definitely embraced it.
Oh yeah, hella. Yeah. Sawia.
So don't do that, man. Don't do that to my boy. Don't do that to my Dwayne.
I'm just kidding.
Dwayne
Johnson.
Dwayne.
You did that amazing. I loved you. We got to see our people on screen speaking our language. So
Big
thank
ups.
you.
Yes, sir.
I'm just kidding.
Sticks versus guns. Yeah.
Before people hella come for me, and I'm like, okay, I'm sorry.
No. I definitely see. Yeah,
But yeah,
man.
so I was my own representation. I wanted to be that for myself. And then so that was the dream, and that's still the dream now.
I believe it. I believe it's gonna come true. I really do. Like I said, I think you believed in that dream so much that through the years, and I haven't even heard about your years until now, but I think that when you really believe in something, you live your life, kind of towards that goal, and I think you do that without even thinking about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Would you say that, like shit that you've been through, like because for instance, like me, I can look back just at my jobs that I've been at. Every job that I've been at, whether I hated it or not. I never hated all. I loved all my jobs, but
I didn't.
I can pick out certain skills that I've picked up from past jobs. And apply it to like what my goal is later on in the future. You know what I mean? Like me being able to talk so properly, I guess I can take it back from when I worked at the bank. You know what I mean? And it was like you had to talk properly because it was like. You know what I mean? So it was a thing, and talking to strangers over the phone, and getting rejected.
That's a big part for me, also. Yeah, that's how I just being able to talk to people was because all of my jobs and growing up and stuff I was always with people, and I'm just a social person. I always tell myself I'm an extrovert because I love being with people. I love hearing what other people got to do with their lives, and I love hearing different perspectives, and so I can formulate an opinion, but that's not like for you. That's just for me, so I can see how other people live their lives, so I can be more aware, so I can be more respectful. Ugh, I sound like a boring ass bitch.
Oh, not at all. It's so
just kidding.
Crazy.
Fuck y'all, motherfuckers.
Crazy how you can just flip a switch and you're a professional. Ooh, flip a switch.
Yeah, people call it fake. It's another word.
That's what's up. Well, you said you hated a job. You mind elaborating?
Oh, I hate my current job. Just kidding.
He said the current one right now.
Where's the yellow finding? They're like, so we found this, and I was like, that's not me. I have no idea who that is. No, I hate the people.
That's what it is.
It's the people.
That's what it is.
I'm so good at what I do, but it's the people that I have to deal with that are just they're idiots.
You have to spend how many hours with these people? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always ask that. You know, when I'm asked, oh, what do you work? And then I was like, how's the people there? Because that's such a big deal. The places I've worked, it's a team oriented. So I worked in loss prevention, so I'm the secret shopper. You know, looking like I'm shopping, but I'm actually catching shoplifters, people stealing.
Usually it's me, and I'm just like, I wasn't even. I was gonna buy it.
Let him go. He's cool.
I walked in with this.
Funny story. I worked at Nordstrom's, right? I'm the only Samoan with the team. I think we had a Hispanic guy, a couple of white people. Real small. I was the big one, right? And we had this big Samoan girl walk in, and for some reason they already called her out. I was like, that's
fucking rude.
Fucking rude. But check this out. I never paid them any money. They was like, she's on the third floor. It's like, copy. Like, I'm on the first floor. I'm not following. And then I come upstairs and I was like, why are you still following her? It's like, she palmed underwear. I'm like, where is it? It's like, it's still in her palm. And I'm looking at her hand like, you don't see it. It has disappeared. So they rewound the video for me. And you saw this Samoan girl go, like, the panties are gone. I was like, and they're like, so what do you want to do? I was like, nothing.
Did you see the way she hid that with her hand?
Thanos over here.
So she walks out, and she walks, of course.
She's collecting your palm.
She walks out like looking at her back. You know, she's looking around, and I'm like looking at her in the camera, like, "Go, sis, enjoy your panties."
She said, "What panties?" And it's still in her palm. What panties?
The palm.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah, but stuff like that.
I would have been the same way if I would have seen that. Like, I didn't see anything wrong. She's clearly talented. Good for her, man, because she got that grip. So
what was it?
What's up? It was underwear. It was underwear. It was a little couple panties, but it's like she went in there like it was still hanging. She didn't even like take it off the hanger. It just went.
Holy crap!
Yeah. And she just walked around, and we're like, "Where do you want to set up?" I'm like, "We ain't setting up nowhere."
She's walking around with a balled fist.
She's going.
She has weapons in her hand.
She's gonna enjoy that pants. Let's just form up. She got. So she walks out like looking around. I'm like, "No, sis, you're good.
You're good, girl. Go ahead, sis. Cute." Fuck that. I would have done the same shit. Like, do you see him?
That's crazy. So I know exactly how you feel about the importance of of the people that you work with, man.
Especially being a people person, like you're so sociable, and I can get that from you guys too.
Yes.
Being around shitty people is just like, oh, God, why are you guys like this? Like you're killing my vibe, and I'm just trying to have a good time.
Have you ever had a conflict with a?
Oh, hella, yeah.
Really?
I get taken to HR all the time.
What? No.
Yeah.
What?
They always be taking me there. Like I just went there last week. Hoy. Yeah.
What?
Just because I just be talking to them and I just be calling their shit out, and they don't ever like, I don't ever get in trouble. They just be like, they felt uncomfortable the way you approached them. They said you were aggressive, and I was like, they thought I was aggressive because I talked to them and I said something about it. But I just said something about it.
Yeah.
If a white person were to do that, it's true though. If a white person were to just like be stern about how they felt, no one would say anything because that's how white people talk. So I do the same thing to them, but they're uncomfortable because I'm a freaking 6 foot 400 pound Samoan dude. Yeah. That they're just like crowning over them, like, look, now listen, Bob.
Hey,
I didn't like the way your email was profounded, Tommy. Okay, motherfucker. I don't be swearing at them, but I was like, let listen to me. And I'm always just like, I don't understand why you're coming at me like that. And they just,
I hear you.
I guess they're like intimidated. Huh?
They're always intimidated. And I'm so nice. I'm so nice.
I like that. You're a straight up person when people can't handle it. You dealt with that in life.
Like I won't ever I don't take anybody's shit. Like if I feel like you're a fraud, if I feel fake energy from you, I'll either call you out on it or I just will ignore you.
Is that something you grew up with?
Exactly.
I kind of just formed.
Into just like being treated probably shitty in the past.
Mm-hmm,
taken advantage of.
Like, or you just already know who's real and fake.
Yeah, it really is just like it's a natural calling.
Natural
because you just.
I
mean, if I'm open, and I guess it's part of that when you're open with the world and just like willing to receive things from the universe and shit like that. Mm-hmm. You can just vibe off of other people's energies in that way. That makes me sound like I'm some spirit hippie. I'm like, I'm not.
It's not.
Being that I'm so open with everybody, and I can tell when you're off, and so I'll just won't fuck with you that way.
Right.
But or I'll call you out, especially in the workplace. If I can feel that you're being like dishonest with me about something that's gonna affect my life, I'm gonna call you out on it, and then. They think it's bullying.
I hear you.
It's like your other sense.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Because I'm always thinking deeper, even when I don't need to. But could it have stemmed from your childhood? Because I know you feel like you were queer from the beginning.
Oh yeah, I knew automatic. Yeah, I said, it didn't.
I mean, like growing up knowing you were queer, did anyone bother you? And it's something that you.
Yeah, like it was never my siblings. It was never my parents.
That's love.
Yeah,
nice.
It was within our family, in our circle. We were always safe. That was our safe space. Wow. It's anytime we left that circle, it's when we experienced how the world acts, and how the world can be. And so, anytime I was with like other family members that weren't in my safe space, they would be like, okay, fag. And I was like, what does that mean? And they would be the ones that would call us fag or call me. They would just be like, that's for girls. Or they would they would oppress me in that way. And so I would slowly, and it didn't really hit more until high school.
Right.
When I was around other freaking teenagers and they were just calling out like, making shit that I identify with seem bad, and I had to hide that.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Because, like I said, I was always open with my parents, and the sexuality was just it was the shit that people live with.
Of course.
I was never out. I was never in the closet until I got to high school. I had to hide myself because of how people were treating people who were out. So I would see my peers treating like out kids like trash. Like they were just treating them like pieces of shit. And I'm just like, okay, so that's obviously bad. So I don't want to be treated that way either. So I hid who I was. And that's when I was officially in the closet. Because I had to hide everything. And then depression kicked in and stuff because I couldn't be who I really was. Because if I did, I would get bullied. Wow. Or people would just talk shit to me. And then the one thing I didn't want it to get back to was my family. And they would just say, oh, it's because of the way your parents raised you. And so I didn't. So I was like, in a sense, kind of just protecting my loved ones and my safe space. So I was just like, okay, so I'm just gonna act straight or act like the regular poly guy and stuff. And I did. I dated girls.
Did you really? Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Wow, I'm so sorry about that. I'll apologize on their ignorant ass.
That's just motherfucker, man.
I hate that, and I mean that across the board for everybody. You know, gay, straight, queer. I don't care. Being harassed to me is bullshit. You know, no one should ever have to feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that it's kind of it's bittersweet because it's sad that you had to go through that, but it's so great to see you come out of it.
Oh yeah.
How did you come out of it?
I mean, it was really right after high school. Yeah, right after I left high school.
Me?
So like
you
all
did
of
that
high
for
school,
4 years, for real.
Even junior high, because kids can be cruel.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was like in my develop stage.
Yeah.
Shit.
You just held it
I
in.
had to hide it. Yeah, and I didn't understand why, because it was like. My parents said everyone is equal. We're all humans, and we just live different lives.
Gosh,
but everyone at school was just like,
It's just
"No, that's faggot shit."
Because then teens and shit going up.
And then it always hit harder because within our poly friends and stuff, their parents were the same. They were just like, "No, that's gay. That's gay boys do that. Only faggots do that," or some shit. I'm just like, So your parents aren't like my parents.
Oh,
Your parents they sound mean.
This is so crazy. I'm a very emotional person. You can see a tear right here if you look really close.
Yeah,
I'm a very,
God.
I'm a very emotional person because like shit like this makes me so sad because I'm a father, you know, of 2 girls, and I'm trying to raise gay, but it's not working. But I'm trying to make them.
Well, some people can be blessed.
But I fear that I'm so I don't. Did you open up to your parents? Because I don't know what I would do if my daughters came to me and told me that like they can't be themselves or. You know, or this is, you know,
with my parents, because I was in the closet now, and I didn't know how to express to them, even though our family was so open with feelings, I didn't know how to express to them anymore because then the stigmatism hit in, and I was just like, I don't know, are they going to be mad if I tell them that I'm queer and stuff? But it wasn't until after high school, until I didn't have to deal with anybody I went to school with anymore, and I could just be my own self. And then I started dating guys, and then I brought them to my parents, and we told my dad last because I didn't know how he was going to react, because he went through my whole adolescence with me saying I wasn't gay and telling people that I was like, no, I was bringing girls to him and stuff. So we were like, I didn't want to do the switch up on him, and he would be like, have this persona of who I was within his mind and taint that. So I had to wait to fill him in. But then I don't know why, because he was so accepting. He was just like, "Oh, well, where's your boyfriend? Tell him to come. Tell him to come eat."
Shout out to you, pops.
Shout out Pops.
to Dad, yo.
Yeah. And then now he's just like, "How many more boys are you gonna date?" Because like over the years, I've brought like so many different guys, and I'm just like, "Okay, this is the new one."
Wow, man, this is so crazy. I'm on a roller coaster of emotions, man, because I can't imagine you going through what you did, because high school was a long time.
Hell yeah.
Of waking up every morning, 5, 6 o'clock, getting dressed, getting ready, going to school, to having school, like
dealing with class, trying to learn and
day.
Educate yourself and stuff,
and knowing that you can't be yourself, your full self.
That's where depression came in, and it fucked me up.
How did that go?
It's just I didn't know who I was. I had this persona that I was giving up to my friends and stuff. My friends. This person I didn't know. Like when I look back, you know how people look back and they're just like, I can't believe I used to do that. When I look back, I'm like, I can't believe who I was. Like, because that person doesn't exist. I was a whole different person than who I am now. Like, because when I came out, when I was finally accepting everything that I had to give to the world, all of my personality came back with like a vengeance, and then it exploded into who I am now.
I love you, man.
Thanks.
I love you, John.
I love you too.
I'm so
I'm a
happy.
bad bitch.
I'm so happy for you, John. I'm so happy that because right now you're an example of someone that endured fucking high school and parts of junior high, hiding, you know, and I'm sure there's thousands of stories, you know, of someone like this.
She said good night. I'm hella shocked that you guys just moved here. Shit.
Yeah.
How do you guys like it?
It's all right.
And you guys moved during the cool. Have you guys been here during the summertime?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has. I visited and it was horrible,
It's terrible. I hate it.
especially from Alaska.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I've been here my whole adult life, and I'm still not
shitty.
used to it.
For real, this shit.
I'm dreading it.
I want
Too
to
hot.
I want to say thank you for your story.
Hey.
Thank you for that because, especially in our community, there's a lot of queers. We have a lot of queers. We have a lot of gays, you know, and I hope to God that in 2020, you know, and like we're not dealing with this, you know, like I don't know. To me, it's really sad that you had to go through that because I had a great high school. You know,
Good for you.
Good
Good for you.
I know what I'm saying. Like, I had a great high school experience, so I couldn't imagine waking up every morning going, "Fuck, I gotta pretend to be something I'm not."
Ooh, yeah, I don't recommend it. So all you youngins, I don't recommend it.
And you see what character Johnny has become, the person he is today. And I do believe it's because of all the shit that you went through, you know. And I really do believe that karma and that God blesses, you know, your struggles. And I'm really looking forward to your future with you because that's crazy. I didn't know I didn't know your story, so it's
fine.
It's awesome to hear because you've overcome it. You know, there's more stories of people not making it out.
I know, and I cry every time I hear about it. Anytime I hear about a story with like someone who was just like me at that age, who just couldn't take it anymore, and they just decided to leave the world. I'm just like, man. If they just had one person to talk to, if they just had one person. So that's why that's why I'm so open about who I am. Anytime people ask me about how I lived and stuff like that, I will always share it because you never know who it's going to touch.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I see. And then, like,
sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
and I was like, so overcoming it, like, you know, was there like any, I don't know, anything like you did to like overcome that?
Waking up every morning
Yeah.
and having to talk to yourself, I guess.
You just like
Like
you
during
know,
high
talk to
school,
your-
like during all of it.
Did you talk to your siblings, like, you know, about it, or?
Yeah, kind of, but they were my younger siblings. So they were so young. I was the oldest, so I was looking out for them. So I wasn't trying to worry them about what I'm going through. I was trying to make sure, like, okay, like let me kind of create a path for them so that they don't have to go through what I was going through. And none of them showed signs like that. I knew that I was already. And all of them were so like manly and shit, and just like, hey, what's up, man? And I'm like, oh, like calm down. So like they could take care of themselves, but I just knew they were gonna be okay. But I was, I didn't want to trouble them with my shit because I was the protector. I'm the oldest brother.
Oh yeah.
So no, I kind of went through it by myself. Yeah. Cool. Well, and during that time was really religious, so I always prayed and talked to God. Yeah. No, I'm not more religious as I was back then, but yeah.
Still,
So,
Shout out to you guys, because you hella helped me through that shit.
All right, let's lift the mood a little bit. Hey, well, before
man.
thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Like I said, I'm an emotional kind of guy, so I get
Oh my God, me
that,
too.
you know, just because I'm a parent and shit. But anyways, what's a good Beyonce song you want to sing so you can redeem yourself from
Dang,
awesome
from that
freestyle?
treacherous.
No, it was not bad at all.
Egregious.
You sing a song.
Horrendous.
Tupa's really good at just jump. He's got a mean bass. This guy, he can jump in on whatever song you sing. He'll just jump right in. Put him on the spot.
Oh my God, I don't know, man.
Dude.
I don't know. Let's see.
As he pulls out the phone.
Oh, I gotta go through my
We gotta warm up. Let's go.
No, I don't care. It's up to you guys.
What's all you got? Let's go. What's a good song? Tupa can do whatever. He can.
I don't know. I don't want to sing.
You can do it. You got it. You can sing. You already know.
No, I can't sing.
Johnny Valenz podcast show. The Johnny Valenz show.
I don't know if you want to call that singing, but that's just
funny as shit. Different
It's
podcasts.
melodic.
Trust me. What you got? We got Halo. We got dude, you're the one I know. Ooh.
Drunk in Love.
Ooh, Drunk in Love.
Drunk in Love. Drunk in Love's a good one.
Drunk in Love. Oh, let me hear your bass line for Drunk in Love. Let me hear that beat first. I've been drinking.
I know Drunk in Love.
Hit it. Let's do it.
Should I start?
Yeah. You started. We'll jump in now. We learn our lesson. We're not.
I've been drinking. I get filthy when that liquor get into me. I've been thinking. Why can't I kick my fingers? Oh no. Why can't I kick my fingers off your baby? I want you. No.
Chugging love.
Hey.
You're like,
performance anxiety. If I keep breathing like this, I'm gonna hyperventilate and pass the fuck out.
Johnny Valenz, ladies and gentlemen. Johnny, I know you've said a lot today, and like I said, a lot of some strong stuff. But if I can ask you for some words of wisdom to those out there, it could be to the queer community, it could be to anyone in the world. Any words of wisdom that you can pass on to our listeners out there.
Well, one of my favorite quotes that I live by, like every day. I'll say it to myself in the morning. I'll say it to myself before I close my eyes. Life will test your capacity to adapt before advancing you. So if you feel like you're doing all you can and the road still is hella rough, you're going the right way. So just keep pushing.
Amen.
Then that's
damn.
if you tell yourself every day when you go to sleep, that's. And when you wake up, you'll just have a better day. I promise.
Damn, that shit is just. I'm motivated.
Just keep reminding yourself, like, life is testing me right now.
Yes.
It's a really like everyone has their hard days and their hardships, but just keep telling yourself that no path is great without rocks.
Of course.
No, without. Where did that come from?
Good.
Yeah. So.
I love that. Johnny, thank you so much for coming in today.
Oh, thank you guys so much for having me.
This was a lot of fun. And
thank you for your time.
There's just so much more that's going on. But know that this is not the last time you're ever going to see Johnny. Yeah. This is not the last time you will hear the name Johnny Valenz.
In the flesh?
Hell no. We got a star in the making. We got creative genes in the making. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so happy.
Uchi wali wali, uchi bang bang, uchi wali wali, uchi bang bang.
Thank you so much for coming, y'all.
Thank you guys so much for having me. So appreciative. I can't wait for you guys to be on my show.
I can't wait because you got games. That's like you got games. You can play games.
We're gonna make that happen. Promise.
It's done. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. SupaflySua podcast. Peace, love, and blessings. Spread love, not hate. Gee.